Hello and welcome to KeeleCast, the show where students talk to students and find out how we make a difference to life at Keele University. I'm Carmel, and today I'm talking to Sammy to find out about the community surrounding Keele's music scene. It's great to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Wonderful. So tell us about yourself. Who are you?
I'm Sammy Hind, and I'm a musician at Keele. I've been here for coming up on 3 years now, and yeah, I make music, put it on Instagram, play gigs in the local area. I'm always up at the Keele Clock House making things and working with people and just enjoying the vibe, yeah.
Wonderful. That sounds so chill. Now, when I reached out to Indie Society, they suggested I speak with you specifically, which is rather unusual. You aren't committee or anything as far as I know, but they spoke very highly of you. What part do you play in Keele's music scene?
Oh, I'm really grateful for that. At one or two of the Indie Society gigs, I tried to sort of help out with the sound and make sure that the guitars were coming through the right amps and the vocals were at the right levels and stuff like that, because I just want to be involved in the music scene in any way, so I'm always trying to help out. Sorry, what was the question?
It was just, what part do you play? I know you said you play. Whereabouts?
There's a pub called The Jug in town, so this year I've played there a couple of times with the Indie Society and going to again in a month. April 24th.
Ooh, yeah. Feel free to plug anything. Honestly, that's why we're here.
Oh, no. April 24th, about 7 or 8 p.m. at the Jug in Newcastle.
Awesome. I know you play. How often do you attend gigs?
Used to be a lot more. I used to go like every month or two. I had a gig that I was gonna go to in Manchester a couple of weeks ago, and then I had to go to like a family event. So yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough. What's the atmosphere like there? I'm very curious to know. I've never been.
What, at the Jug?
At any of these gigs you attend, to be honest.
Usually it's super nice and friendly. There's a lot of waiting around. At like a high standard gig, no, the ones we play, you know when we're going to be on, so you just come on when we're on. And I don't know, it's always a nice vibe. Usually the acts wait and see each other. Sometimes it gets a bit loud, so bring earphones or earplugs. But yeah, generally it's pretty nice.
Awesome. From your experience, how much of these attendees or the players, the bands, would be made of Keele students?
At the Indie Society gigs, they are trying to find Keele students wherever possible and put them in. So at the next gig, it's 3 bands, which are all Keele students, and then 1 band, which is a bit more famous. Which is, yeah, amazing. There aren't that many bands at Keele. There's certainly a lot more than there was. But they're really helping with the scene. So
That's really cool. That's really cool. How long have you been involved since starting Keele, I suppose?
yeah, so I've been making music at Keele for almost 3 years now. But the first year, I don't know, I think most people's first year at uni is very like reasonably isolated, or just like not putting yourself out there too much. So I only knew 1 or 2 other musicians, and they weren't really part of the scene, if you will, and neither was I. And then I was in a band last year, and we would rehearse every week, but again, not at Keele. And played a few gigs in the local area, got to know some of the music production students, came down here a few times, and then this year I've just been here every day, and it's amazing.
That's really cool. I suppose you wouldn't necessarily know if it's changed if you've only been here for the last year or so, but even nonetheless, I imagine, what was it like first getting involved?
I think it was less accessible than it is now. I definitely heard about some changes, like the practice room that I often use wasn't actually there about a year or two ago. The technician who's really helpful, and he's played drums in my band at the Jug, and he's going to again, wasn't working here until a couple months ago. There was just no technician at all. So things definitely look like they're going in a good direction. And yeah, I've heard people making comments like, oh, everybody seems to be starting bands now, which is really nice.
Honestly, I can believe it. We are recording from the Clock House, which is Keele's music department. And the number of times I've heard bands practicing in this building is countless since I started, which is really, really nice to hear. I imagine a lot of Keele's student bands come out of this building.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just really nice to have that place where, like, say you've just had a lecture or you've come in to get some work done, you can find somebody else and then suddenly you're in the practice room and you're just jamming about.
That's really cool. That sounds awesome. Now, this interview is a little different from the others we've previously had on the show, since usually there's one specific student initiative to discuss, like a society or an organization. But in this case, it's any number of students who have come together to create almost like a micro community within our campus, which is really interesting, actually. What does it mean for your university experience? Has it changed anything, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I just feel like connected and part of something, which, I don't know, I love like bringing people together as well. Like I always run into people when I'm recording in the studio and chat to them, and I've introduced quite a lot of people. I've introduced the bassist from one of my bands to his now girlfriend, which is really nice.
Oh my goodness, that's really nice.
Yeah. And this guy, I did rapping stuff with him for like a couple sessions, and then ended up introducing him to the drummer from my band, and just I've seen them about together recently, so it's really nice.
That is really nice. It's good to know it's also interconnected. You guys seem pretty tight-knit with that, especially if there aren't many of you.
Yeah, I think it's like a perfect size, because if there was, like 50, 100 people, nobody would know each other well. But I don't know, yeah. I guess there's like 30 people that I really like that make music here.
That's really cool. That is awesome, actually. I've never been repeating that, but it is. It's so nice to hear. Being part of this community then, how much of it, like how much time would you take out of your schedule to be part of it?
I mean, my entire schedule is making music.
Well, I imagine.
Yeah.
But nonetheless.
So, yeah, it doesn't feel like taking time out of my schedule. It feels like I'm coming in to record and work on something, and then I'm getting some advice or having a friendly chat with someone. But yeah, I guess I'm spending hours a day speaking to everyone and stuff like that.
Still, very, very... it's always good to see that, though. We do love that. Even beyond your uni work, I suppose. Do you actually, interesting question, do you use the stuff that you perform for your assignments? Because I know some people tend to do that.
So I've actually been studying psychology for the last 2 years.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
I read you completely wrong. Oh my goodness. You seem like such a music type.
Well, yeah, so I did decide around the start of this year to switch to music. I'm just not officially going to be enrolled in the course until September.
Okay,
so
that's cool.
I do go to a fair amount of the music lectures, and yeah, it is what I do every day, but I haven't had to hand in any assignments so far, which is quite nice. But
still, you're coming into the Clock House every day, and this isn't even necessarily your discipline yet. And everyone's been so welcoming, as I've heard. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really nice. Especially like the lecturer, Tim, that I've spoken to a lot. He's helped me so much with my tracks. He's offered to mix something for me, which is like probably the hardest part of the process, maybe. And just, been really supported, offered lots of advice and stuff.
Honestly, we do love Tim here. He's been fantastic for the studio as well.
For everyone except rappers. Everybody that does like band music, he's great for.
Okay. I can't speak on that. I don't know anything about rap or necessarily band music, hence why I'm speaking to you.
Fair.
What does it mean, I suppose, for your university experience? I might have asked this just now, but I'm going to ask it again.
Okay.
Like, in terms of what the Keele music scene has offered you, how has it impacted your time at Keele? Or, I mean, I suppose it has, given that you've moved to music. But in terms of, I suppose, what you'll take away from this university?
Well, I mean, I've had some like difficult experiences over the last few months, like a lot of loss and things. And I think if I wasn't coming in every day, I certainly wouldn't have that sense of grounding and sense of direction and community.
I see.
That has been really helpful for me. And yeah, I think it's just made me like happy to be where I am. And I've heard so many people saying like, oh, there's nothing going on here. It's so like rural or whatever. And I really believe that if you think there's nothing going on wherever you are in the world, you're the problem, because you can find it or you can make it.
Exactly. And you can make it. I suppose that's the best part about the scene at Keele, is that it's just students coming together to make something. And that's so wonderful to see. And besides, if you're ever looking for something to do at Keele, then I suppose just keep looking, you will find something, as you have. And it's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Perhaps go into a building that isn't your own and see the people in there.
Yeah. Do whatever makes your soul sing.
Exactly. It's a very nice notion. I love that, actually.
Thank you.
Now, unlike a lot of student initiatives at Keele, I suppose this is something that you can continue participating in after graduation. You don't need to be a Keele student to attend these gigs, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Do you get people who do that? Do you see like our alumni performing at these events?
I don't know. So at the Jug, which is where we've been playing, I go to open mics there because they do those once a week. And I've seen a quartet there with cello, viola, piano, and bass guitar. And 2 or 3 of the members of that are alumni.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, so that's really awesome. And one of them I'm going to be working with in the studio next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell. You can get these people coming back even after they've graduated.
Yeah.
I suppose, well, that just means the community is as strong as you say it is.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is this something you would pursue after you graduate? Would you like to continue working with Keele and joining in this space?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to be a struggle potentially because I'm already 3 hours away from my parents, so I don't know
naturally.
if I'll stay living in Newcastle. But one thing I will say is that it's been a lot more welcoming than my hometown was with music.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's just because I'm a lot better than I was and people take me more seriously, or like if it's just nicer because it's more northern or whatever. But yeah, I really do feel quite at home here. So
that is lovely. Would you say that being at Keele, would you want to join with your old music scene again, or what's the plan, I suppose?
The plan is to spend another 2 years here.
Yep. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, and make the best possible songs that I can make and put them out, and then just see where I go. Maybe go on the road if I'm lucky enough.
That would be really cool. I definitely have to listen out for you. And I suppose maybe it's a bit early to be talking about graduation. We have a whole other 2 years left.
Yeah.
But I wish you the absolute best. I can tell you're going to be amazing with it.
Thank you very much, Carmel.
No, one last thing, I suppose, and I do like this question. What is your favorite thing about the scene here?
My favorite thing about the scene? Maybe like the size of it, like we were speaking about earlier, because it's not too big. And it doesn't feel like snooty, you know.
I get that.
Nobody's ever trying to like block anyone from anything or like it's, you know, if you just are social enough and take the time to speak to someone, then you'll be fine.
Exactly. And I think that is a really nice thing. I know our other initiatives like Concourse will occasionally do articles on bands here. I know I saw a couple from last year, which is really, really nice to see. It seems you have a lot of support from even outside of the music sphere at the university.
I have a story about Concourse.
Okay. You can.
Why are you looking at me like
you can tell.
So, no disrespect to them whatsoever, but last year, the band that I was in, our first gig, we played at a bod, which is a chain of pubs, and some girls I knew through French society said I should invite Concourse down, so I did. Read up on their articles so that I could impress the guy. The guy turned out to be a music student here, which has sort of started all of this. He did an article on our band at the time, promised us that it would come out a month later, then promised us it would come out like 2 months later, and it never did. And I'm still very minorly sad about it.
I'm sure the article is still in there somewhere.
No, I don't think it's going to happen.
No. We can still hope. We can hope. We can hope and pray.
We've got to live in the real world.
No.
There's no Concourse article about... Okay, go ahead.
There's going to be. I can try and follow up with them on that. We can get on that if you want.
No, it's okay. I mean, the band's not really active anymore anyway. So.
Still, it's not the point. You guys deserve your spotlight, and I'm sure you're going to get it one way or another. Speaking of, before we go, do you have anything you'd like to add, plug, I suppose, let people know about?
I mean, obviously the gig on the 24th, it'll be between sort of 7 and 12 p.m. at the Jug in Newcastle-under-Lyme. Follow Keele Indie Society, follow Sammy Hind Music, follow Foreskin Hands, follow AdBlue. And I will be releasing music in the coming months, but it takes a long time to get it to the standard that I want it to be at.
Full respect. You got this.
Thank you.
The polishing is always the rough part. You can do it.
Thank you.
Right. Well, it's been fantastic having you here. I massively appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
I can tell you're going to be fantastic. I wish you the best of luck with your degree going forth. I think you've made a great choice to follow what makes your heart sing, as you said. And I think that is our time up. Thank you so much for listening. And if you think you know someone who'd be great on the show, email myself or the team at the Keele Podcast Studio. As always, we hope you'll join us again next time. But for now, goodbye.